Hi and welcome back to the channel. My name is Norf, I am from London, and I've got a question for you as an online teacher or educator. Before you welcome your students into your classroom, what is it you do? So in this video, I thought I would spend a little bit of time just taking you through what a great process would be to get yourself ready for any online teaching that you have to do. It's more for your thinking, more for your creativity, and really to explore what options you have as an online teacher or educator. I've got a bonus for you right at the end, so stick around until then. But if you're ready, let's get started. Before you welcome your students into your online classroom, there are 5 high-level concepts I want you to consider. So the first concept I want to talk about is homework. Actually, to be fair, homework is not a concept, it is a reality. So my ask to you is, have you done your homework? Back in the day when we were at school, homework was a real nightmare, and I have never met anyone who walks the face of this planet who actually loves homework. To be fair, if that's you, I would love to hear from you. So the reason that I ask you about homework is, have you prepared to deliver your best to the students you're about to get online with? There'll be tech checks that you'll need to do, and I'll leave a video just up here of some of the teacher tech that I believe that you need. We don't need masses and masses of gear, but there is some specific equipment that we do need to make our lives easier as online teachers and educators to really get our message across. And of course, as teachers and educators, we know that content is king. However, quality is queen, and I believe they stand side by side. With regard to homework, I believe that there are 2 ways that we can deliver great content to our students. There's either delivering a knowledge dump, which for me is one way, but how do we really create impactful education for our students and our delegates? And I believe the second way of doing that is through information exchange. What excited you about becoming a teacher or an educator in the first place? With other professions like being in sales, it would be something like the thrill of closing the deal. Or if you were in marketing, being able to sit around with a group of individuals, come up with a concept or an idea, and then see that concept or idea come to fruition in a physical format. With teaching and educating, my guess is it's going to be very similar to the view that I hold, which is you love to see the lights come on in a student's or a delegate's eyes, seeing that aha moment. Right, now I get it. For me as an educator, that is the thing that I love to see. Homework. So as online teachers and educators, let's not deliver mediocrity or something that's super underwhelming, or stuff that is just boring. Us as teachers and educators should be delivering our best. And it's in our hands as online teachers and educators now to decide which side of the fence our students and delegates are going to fall on. Are we going to deliver content that is mediocre and boring? Or are we going to deliver content that really does excite and wow our students? I know where my money is. The second high-level concept is something that we're all talking about at the moment, and that is being mindful. Being aware of your surroundings, being aware of how you are within yourself. Also being aware of how we're delivering the content to our students or delegates. Are we delivering it in a way that we would want to hear it, something that's exciting and engaging, or is it being delivered in a really boring way? Because if it is, it's in our power to change that. And this leads me quite nicely into the third point I want to talk about. We have got a great opportunity to change the learning game. Some of us are having to travel into our places of work as teachers and educators, but we have got an opportunity now to really change the game. We've been forced to transition to online learning, and with online learning, we can ensure that our students are online and interactive, as opposed to offline and disengaged. Taking our classroom content and just shoving it online simply doesn't work. It's a completely different medium. It's like trying to squeeze £10 worth of stuff into a £5 bag. It just doesn't fit. So how do we switch it up? How do we make sure that our online lessons are not just knowledge dumps? If they are, perhaps we can just send the content to the students to read beforehand. Again, that depends on the age of your students, of course. But the concept of being able to stand up information exchange is in our hands. Speaking of which, how do we make our lessons interactive? How do we add a bit of extra energy and enthusiasm to ensure that we're understanding exactly what's in it for our students? What are they going to walk away with at the end of each lesson? Our students look to us as online teachers and educators as the subject matter expert. So let's not disappoint them. We live in a world with distractions everywhere. Look! And our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So in our online classroom, we have got to make sure that the lessons are not just interactive, but they're also engaging, that they're powerful, that our students will walk away with something that they didn't know before. Let's put ourselves into their shoes. What is it they're going to walk away with? What's in it for our students? Online deliveries are very different to classroom-based, face-to-face deliveries. But as teachers and educators, we have this inherent skill of being able to adapt and be agile given the circumstances that we've got. Why? Because as a teacher and educator, we love seeing the light come on in our delegates' eyes. Finally, the fifth point I want to talk about is the concept of culture eating strategy for breakfast. Peter Drucker. And my question to you is, what culture are you setting in your online classroom? My guess is, as an online teacher or an educator, you will have your students for an academic year. So they'll be coming in to see you throughout the academic year. So what culture are you setting? What tone are you setting in your online classroom? Of course, as online teachers and educators, it's our job to create a safe space for our learners to be educated. And in that safe space, our students have got to feel safe to fail. Fail? Yes, fail. First attempt in learning. What sort of culture or tone are you setting in your online classroom? If we want our students to show up and be ready, we have the responsibility ourselves to ensure that we are ready to deliver our very best to our students. So before you welcome your students into your online classroom, have you done your homework? Have you prepared and prepared well? Do you understand what mindset you're currently in? Are you going to be delivering just mediocre content for your students, or are you going to level up? Are you going to deliver your best? Have you seized the opportunity to change the game? Have you seized the opportunity to be interactive, to be engaging, to add energy into your online classes and lessons? What elements of leadership are you putting into your online classes and your lessons? Is it a safe place for your students to learn and to fail? And lastly, what culture or what tone are you setting in your online classes? My bonus tip this week, in fact, I'm not going to give you one, I'm not going to give you two, I'm going to give you three. Just like De La Soul said, 3. That's the magic number. The first is to look straight down the barrel of the camera. The second is to wear a smile. And the third is to ensure that you are not monotone, because if you are monotone, you will end up sending your students to sleep relatively quickly. Anti-monotone. I am so anti-monotone. Let's add a few inflections into our tone, into our speech. Why? Because all of those things added together add excitement and interest for your students. Those 3 things tied together also help with online engagement. And that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope the content in this video was encouraging for you. That is why I have put this together, to encourage you as an online teacher and educator in the crazy world that we live in. Finally, I've got 3 things that I would love you to do. If you like the content, please do give me a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel and also hit that little bell notification down there so you don't miss out on when I upload brand new content to the channel. Again, thank you so much for spending the time here, and I'll see you next time.